Hello, this is Robbie Silver, and this is my week one critique. Some positive feedback I have for the speaker. One with the hook and introduction. I believe he used an attention grabbing hook by changing into a superhero costume. He also used props, which was the superhero costume, to convey his message. A lot of times you see speakers when they use props, it can be a distraction. I don't believe that he distracted the audience in this case. The body of his speech I thought was well put together because he used real life examples and comparisons. He included the audience, so when he stated that heroes are teachers, moms, dads, and you, as a audience member, I felt, well, wow, I can be a hero too. I wanna find out how. He also discussed media effects, which I think is an important aspect as public relations and communication majors at CBU. We even have to take a class called Communication Theory to discuss the media effects. So I think bringing that in to his example on being a hero was well put together, and I thought his conclusion was very thoughtful. Some negative feedback I have for our speaker is that his transitions were not as smooth as they could be, but I think if he practiced a little bit more, maybe even on camera, so he can kind of see where he can improve, I think his transitions would be a lot better. At the beginning, he didn't seem as confident. He was kind of fumbling around to try to put the costume together. As I say, I don't think it was a distraction, but I think if he could have put it together a little faster, it would have made for a more cohesive introduction. And with that being said, I thought the introduction in his hook was too long, as it was before he reached the body of his speech. It was about a minute and a half into it. In terms of the body of his speech, I think that he used too many general examples. Maybe if he fine-tuned them to include maybe one or two emotional pieces, I think that would have conveyed his message better. I felt that his conclusion, I felt that he spoke too fast and that the emotion was not conveyed in full effect as he did not maintain eye contact. I think if he would have chose to spoke a little slower to get those main points across, um, that the audience would kind of understand his message better. And personally, I think the joke he made about his wife being a hero by making the cape the night before, I think would have been a kind of a funny touch to be part of his speech. In terms of the performance, he kept hitting the podium. I've learned um, that it's not a good idea to kind of grab onto the podium for dear life and to not hit it. You want to kind of rest your hands above the podium so that when you're speaking, it becomes more natural. A personal application on how I apply what I've learned to my future speeches is I learned that it is important to have a hook that grabs the audience, and that if I do decide to use props, it must not be a distraction. Introductions should be short and concise, not a minute and a half, depending on the length of the speech, of course. Smooth transition to strengthen my main points. I will use, if applicable, I would like to use real life emotional examples to enhance the performance. And I will maintain eye contact, speak slowly, and if I do decide to use the podium, because sometimes I like to record speeches at school because it's easier for me to do so, I won't grab onto the podium for dear life.